Cody and Cena. They had another promo where they can both talk, boy, and they cheered. They will both cheer and boo John Cena. Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. But they like to sing John Cena sucks, whether they're going to cheer him later on or not when the music plays. But he came out and trashed the fans and put himself over. And I was thinking at the time, how can he ever switch back? Maybe they're just not going to switch him back. He doesn't give a shit, right? He can just ride off in the sunset. Because from what he said about these people, even if they're still cheering him, he said something. How can you say I'm sorry? That should be the title of a song. It's hard for him to say he's sorry, or it's going to be. And then Cody came out and he got booed when he started to promo Cena, but he fired up and did 2 minutes or less, just demolished John Cena, and the people started cheering him and chanting, "You can't wrestle." So, and then when they were finished assassinating each other's characters, Cody gave him another crossroads and laid him out. So, just real briefly, Brian, how do you think that anything is going to happen that they can concoct that John Cena can apologize to the fans for what he said, or do you think they'll just forget about it?
I only see one option. Kind of like Twin Peaks or David Lynch. The real John Cena never came back from the Bray Wyatt pseudo world in that weird cinematic match I had at WrestleMania. This is a replicant. This is not the actual John Cena. This is some bizarre puppet that was sent back from Bray Wyatt's world to lose to Austin Theory and turn on Cody Rhodes.
I don't know. I like the transporter brought the evil one from another dimension better. Because more people have seen that Star Trek episode than probably saw that WrestleMania. But anyway, nevertheless, otherwise on SmackDown.
What'd you think, though, again, recognizing that, especially Vegas, that it's a town that may not be the typical wrestling crowd, the typical Monday Night Raw crowd.
Well, it's the WrestleMania crowd, and They have come from all over the world dressed just as they are.
But still, Cody getting the reaction that Charlotte got in, a regular SmackDown or on a regular SmackDown.
Wasn't that bad.
But still, what do you, again, the fact that it happened, it wouldn't have happened last year with the same exact audience, would it have?
If it was Cena, maybe. I don't know. Because they've liked him for so long, and they know that. And if they didn't know, the commercials for the new television program from the writer's room will tell them it's all fucking scripted anyway. So nostalgia is powerful, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that this means that Cody is ready to fucking hang out a goddamn unemployed sign and, go looking for work. I think it is the WrestleMania weekend and the most willing to spend money and the diest hardest coming in to just cheer for everybody because they're all big stars and this is all a fucking happening. And I think if they go back to Dubuque, then it'll probably be, they're still going to like Cody.
And it's interesting too, this whole feud of back and forth promos face to face in the ring. We've seen several of them. Cody's laid out Cena. Cena never got his hands on Cody. Which
Well, and that's why I've been saying here for about a week and a half now. Well, looks like we're going to have a new champ, folks. But that otherwise, as I said, it was appearances by everybody to promo what everybody's already in town to see. But they were doing it for the world also.
I think people like Cody, when he comes across as more real, not when he comes across as having a bullshit argument like, you hurt these people, or whatever it is. Yeah. And when he's dressed like he's a fucking banker on Fleet Street, as opposed to, coming out there with a towel around his neck and looking like someone who's ready for a fight. Again, you can't do that every time, but I think with Cody, there's an overexposure that leads to resentment that we saw from the AEW crowd that could repeat here if we get more of wimp babyface Cody making bad decisions.
Well, I would hope that the chasing the title is going to help him get a little bit more oomph to him, except that the reason why he lost it, which we'll get to, probably ain't gonna help in that regard. That he kind of cost himself the deal. But I don't want to spoil anything.